Hello, I'm Parmidati Zenas, graduated from Sharif University of Technology in the field of civil engineering. Having worked for almost 6 years, I decided to get my master's degree in architecture at Okan University. My deep gratitude goes first to my dear professor Semir Yildiz, who expertly guided me through my project. I'm here to inform you that I have project paper on the topic Ecological Skyscrapers assigned by my honorable professor at the beginning of this semester. It is my great pleasure to express that this is the best topic I've ever dealt with and most knowledgeable to me.
On the third floor, room 305. I'm the Sarah Kodak, or are you assistant? Army, yeah, stand up. What's that? The assistant is
It's necessary to have a sustainable approach in the process of designing tall buildings. By using the principles of sustainable architecture in the design of high-rise buildings, the problems can be reduced. These buildings, in addition to not meeting all the needs of their users, often cause environmental problems. It seems that the sustainability approach and the use of new construction methods somehow ensure the security as well as efficiency of these buildings. So, I'm going to define the principles and concepts of sustainable design and the challenges in tower design with sustainable architecture approach. There are different types of high-rise buildings that can be used for different purposes, which can be categorized as residential, commercial, office buildings, and etc. We're facing two questions in here. Question number 1. What are the architectural features of towers and skyscrapers in terms of architectural principles? Number 2. What design and architectural approaches are the environmental priorities in the design of new towers related to? Methodology. Metropolitan and urban designing concerning social issues, economics and expenditure, multi-hazardous design, fire and rescue measures, cladding and crossed, constructive materials and manufacturing products, sustainable design, construction and operation, construction and project management, and energy performance. History. The 1990s were a decade of awareness of environmental crisis, which have provoked reactions in the world, one of which is sustainable development. They had a conference in the United Nations regarding the climate change, and in 1992 they discussed environmental issues and focused on sustainability in architecture and design of buildings. The zoning law was implemented in New York and San Francisco due to urban problems. Let me explain the vital points of skyscrapers' definition, background history, and ecological outstanding features. High-rise building, a building with a height of 25 meters. Skyscraper, a building with a height of 150 meters. Tall building, a building with a height of 50 meters. Super tall building, a building with a height between 300 and 500 meters. Mega tall building, a building with a height of 600 meters. The concept of sustainability and sustainable architecture. Well, understanding location, communicating with nature, recognizing natural processes, recognizing environmental influences, recognizing people, and emphasizing quality and paying attention to the future and the environment are the principles of sustainable design. The concept of sustainability in skyscrapers. Not only the towers, but all the new buildings must be stable. Richard Jackson argues that the sustainable tower is a realistic idea, although it still needs to be reformed. Ken Young is one of the most famous architects and theorists who has tried to apply the principles of sustainable architecture and green architecture in high-rise buildings. In his article entitled Designing Environmental Skyscrapers, he discusses ways to mitigate the negative effects of the environment and improve the quality of users. In order to build sustainable high-rise buildings, in addition to human and economic issues, it is necessary to pay attention to the possibility of implementation, logical and balanced conditions in design and necessary technical systems, in accordance with the sustainable design cycle in all stages of construction, control, operation, and maintenance. Ensuring the psychological well-being of human beings. Psychology in sustainable design seeks to ensure the psychological well-being of human beings in relation to nature and their relationship with each other. Lack of mobility, depression, reduced creativity, anxiety seen in the upper-class residents than in the lower-class residents were among the problems of modern buildings. In this pyramid, Maslow points to the issue of resource security and health security, which is in line with achieving the goals of sustainability approach, as you can see in the second level. Here are some of the solutions in high-rise buildings. Communicating residents with the natural environment, pay attention to the elderly and children, ability to control the internal environment, pay attention to the space around tall buildings, provide service spaces and user mixing. Ken Young points out that in high-rise buildings, the use of a vertical garden which creates climate change on each floor and can act as a windbreak and absorb carbon dioxide is crucial to reduce energy consumption. In the Commerce Building of Frankfurt Bank with a triangular plan, there are 3 gardens which, according to the figure, are also intended for ventilation and light entry. This is a comparative analysis of ecological skyscrapers. As you can see, I've chosen Renaissance Tower, Turin Center, Spine Tower in Istanbul, Turkey, Commerzbank Tower in Frankfurt, Germany, Tehran International Tower in Tehran, ADNOC headquarters in Abu Dhabi, New York Times Tower in New York, and Absolute Towers in Canada. I've compared these buildings on the basis of location, zone, arc design, residence, height, floors, materials, function, year of project, project completion, population, cost of project, area, transportation, sun comfort, environmental management system, thermal comfort, wind comfort, energy efficiency, renewable energy sources, air pollution prevention, water management, waste management, land use, noise prevention, cultural, social, health, and safety. In conclusion, to have a sustainable architecture in respect for the environment, nature, and knowledge of the environment, topography, and technology are essential. By using the principles of sustainable architecture in the design of high-rise buildings, the problems in this building can be reduced. And here are my SWOT analysis for each tower. Skyscraper in East Azerbaijan. I've tried to design this tower based on modern architecture, and I've tried to create greenery on the roofs and to create a climate of public and open spaces and how the units are positioned while providing the most privacy for the tower dwellers. This is the geographical location. Weather. The short spring separates winter and summer in this region. Winter climatic divisions. Summer climatic divisions. Temperature. The maximum absolute temperature recorded in this region is 40 degrees in July, and the minimum temperature is minus 19.6 degrees in January. Precipitation. Rainfall in East Azerbaijan, which usually starts in October at a high level, increases from March to its peak in April and May. Relative humidity. The proximity of East Azerbaijan to Lake Urumia due to its climatic characteristics does not have much effect on the moisture content of this region. Wind. The east wind and northeast-southwest directions were the most important wind directions. Sunlight. The radiation angle reaches its maximum value about 120 degrees in winter due to the sun's inclination toward the vertical line, and in summer it reaches its minimum value about 60 degrees. Site analysis. Site location on an urban scale, the direction of the land slope, tilt of the site. The project ground has a gentle slope from east to west and can be used to design green spaces. Adjacency, as you can see here, we have view to the hotel, and in this part we have view to residential complexes, view to the main street. Sunlight analysis. Depending on the radiation angles, the directions of 15 to 23 degrees southeast are the most appropriate directions for the building. Wind analysis. Well, as you can see, the east wind is the strongest and most persistent wind. The western wind is the second largest wind behind the east wind. Winds from the south are favorable winds. To prevent undesirable winds from entering the site, a row of trees can be planted in front of these winds. The second way to deal with undesirable winds is to rotate the building properly so that it has the least frontage facing these winds and can reduce its severity by planting trees along the path. Sound analysis. Most of the annoying sounds are from the streets. A row of trees can be planted in the northern part of the site to avoid disturbing sounds. This is the complete site analysis. Well, this residential tower is about 300 units on a 2,000 square meter site located in East Azerbaijan. The ground floor is about 4,500 square meters, which decreases with the height of the floors. The design I've come up with is made up of 3 cylinders, the height of which is greater than the other 2, using a central void in the middle of these cylinders to connect them, creating a space for air circulation and a creation of green roofs. All 5 floors have one. In the middle of this void is a glass space with elevator staircases for green roof use, and there is access to green roofs from both floors. And here's my architectural board. You can see all the plans, sections, and the complete site analysis in here. Thank you for watching this video. Stay safe and healthy.